What's up, you guys? Hey, this is RJ Rasco, ECP. What is going on? Sorry, I was really close at that. Anyways,
Try to keep me down, but I just get higher.
it's been a while. I am back. I hope you guys remembered who I am. Just been crazy busy with work and school, and a lot of stuff has been going on. But I wanted to come back for you guys to share a video, and typically we do a lot of vlogs and we do a lot of cooking videos and whatnot, but this time I want to talk to you guys about a personal topic that has been affecting me and not many people know as far as like my family, close family and friends. But if you've ever seen that commercial of that that bathroom scene, the bathroom door, and they talk about Crohn's and colitis, well, I with many other thousands of sufferers out there in the US, I know in England, and internationally, I have ulcerative colitis. And if you do not know what ulcerative colitis is, well, that's where I come in. I'll be educating and talking to you guys about it, so I hope you guys don't get too bored. I'm going to try my best to educate but still make this a little bit more, entertaining. So, without further ado, we can begin. Ulcerative colitis, I just want to give you a breakdown of what ulcerative colitis is. Actually, before I get to that, I want to talk to you about IBD, inflammatory bowel disease. And IBD actually branches down to ulcerative colitis and Crohn's. Alright, so we're going to start off with IBD, and this hopefully is legible for you guys. So IBD, inflammatory bowel disease, is a disease of the colon. So it affects the colon, and there's actually no cause of this IBD disease. They assume that it's just hereditary. It could be just due to certain dietary factors, lack of exercise. It could be due to stress. So there's really no core cause of it, which really sucks because you don't really know what you could have done or have done or ways to prevent it. So I ultimately just it's a blessing in disguise, because I feel like I wouldn't be stronger than who I am today. So for all you sufferers, I feel your pain. I feel your pain, bro. We're all in this together. Anyways, inflammatory bowel disease. Inflammatory bowel disease is that inflammation is a disease where it affects your colon, and you get not the prettiest symptoms. You go to the bathroom a lot, and you this is gonna be graphic, so I just want to give you a heads up. It's if you don't like hearing this stuff, just stop the video now and close out. Anyways, IBD has a lot of unpretty symptoms as far as going to the bathroom and having diarrhea and having bleeding, rectal bleeding it's called. You can have a lot of abdominal pain, and you can have cramping, you can have just all that. And within those symptoms, they could be symptoms of a flare-up. Now you think about flare-ups for the skin, dermatology, where you break out in hives. Well, IBD has flare-ups too. These are called IBD flare-ups, where you have uncontrollable symptoms, or you go to the bathroom, you're having these bleeding, it's really bad. Frequent urgency to go to the bathroom, you can't control it. So anyways, IBD is what we're going to be talking about today. And IBD breaks down to, I'm going to try to write neater for you guys. So IBD breaks down into two specific diseases. There's Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. Ulcerative colitis is what I have. So before I get into more detail about ulcerative colitis, let's discuss Crohn's real quick. So Crohn's disease is a lot more serious than ulcerative colitis, and Crohn's disease affects patches of the colon. It's not just a specific part, so I'm gonna get a little bit more graphic with you guys. Alright, so Crohn's is a little bit trickier. It is more serious because it affects all parts of the colon, not just the upper or the large and smaller intestines. It affects, over here. This is the large intestines. It could affect here. It could also affect parts of the smaller intestines down here. So it's a little tricky. And with that comes more aggressive treatment, which could include Remicade, which is a type of injection. It could also include corticosteroids and even serious treatment as far as surgery, actually removing parts of your colon, and that would prevent the flare-ups from happening in the first place or anymore. Now, as far as ulcerative colitis affects specifically just the smaller intestines, so they affect over here, down here, and it's usually not staggered. It's within like the lower part of the smaller intestines into the, more vulgar terminology, the rectum. As far as ulcerative colitis, because it's a lot more milder, it doesn't require aggressive treatment. So typically you would only have to take oral medications, such as Lialda. Mesalamine is a common one, which I take, and that's typically 4 tabs a day every morning, pretty much for the rest of my life. That is the location of what Crohn's and ulcerative colitis affects the digestive system. Alright, so we talked about ulcerative colitis and Crohn's, and I just wanted to talk to you about the first time that I started having, the first initial symptoms of this chronic disease of mine of ulcerative colitis. So again, warning, graphic, details, so if you are a little bit skeevish, please close out. Actually, don't close out, just watch the video. Anyways, alright, so the first time that I experienced this was I actually was at work when I was still a CNA, and I noticed that I was having a lot of weird stomach growling and pain and urgency, and there was one day where I went to the bathroom like frequently, and I was having just really weird bathroom issues. So I went to the bathroom and I noticed that let's just say it wasn't pretty of what I saw on the toilet. I'm gonna say it, okay. I'm gonna say it for educational purposes. I'm not embarrassed, and you guys should not be embarrassed because it's okay. It's just human. So I noticed that there was a lot of bleeding going on, rectal bleeding, and I told my supervisor I need to go home, and actually had a couple accidents in my scrubs. But anyways, don't worry you guys, this is how it all started, but this is my story, and I want to share it with you guys, no matter how personal, no matter how embarrassing, no matter how gross the details I am sharing with you guys. I am here to reach out to you guys who are experiencing the same debilitating disease as I am, and it affects so many in the US and outside of the US. So here's my story for you guys. So anyways, I went straight home. Ended up leaving work early. From there, I must have missed work for like a month and a half, maybe for like 2 months, because during that time I've seen my primary care provider, my family practice doctor. They were assuming that I just had some kind of like stomach virus or something. I was put on antibiotics and so much different medication that wasn't even for ulcerative colitis. So finally, I did so many testing. I got, so many like scans and pretty much every procedure to test what was going on in my digestive system. And then finally I was referred to see a GI doctor, a gastroenterologist who specializes in digestion. So I was referred to him, and then he assumed, it's funny because he was like, it might based on your symptoms, I think it's because you have ulcerative colitis. I was like, what is ulcerative colitis? Like, that was new. Like, I did not even know what that was. So in order to confirm that, we did a colonoscopy, recommended to do a colonoscopy. And a lot of you guys are like, colonoscopy? What? Considering my age, I was, let me see, this was back in 2011 that I was diagnosed. So that's 7 years ago, right?
Yeah.
I was about 24 having a colonoscopy, and a lot of people think that colonoscopies are only for like men over 50, for like screening of any kind of irregular bowel diseases. And I'm here getting my first colonoscopy at about 24, 23. So this was a huge shock to me, and it was very psychologically, not only was I like mentally, physically exhausted, but I was mentally exhausted with all the different doctors that I saw, with all the different treatments, with all the different procedures. At my age, like, it sucked. Anyways, I got the colonoscopy, and then it was confirmed that I did have ulcerative colitis. Now, the next step was the treatment. And I was put on treatment, and my symptoms finally went away, and that is called the remission phase. So this remission phase is pretty tricky because like you could be clear of symptoms for like 2 years, and all of a sudden you have flare-ups out of the blue, and you have no idea what you're doing. It could have been dietary factors, you were eating greasy, fatty, a lot of unhealthy foods. You could be stressing, not getting enough sleep. So there's so many factors, but it is pretty much defined as a silent disease. A lot of people look at me, they're like, oh, he works out, he's into fitness, but they don't know that I have ulcerative colitis. They do not know that I have a chronic disease within all this muscle. No, just kidding. Anyways, so it is a silent disease. It doesn't show my symptoms, but I know it. From there, yeah, it's been that long since I was diagnosed 7 years ago, and I'm still on medication. And I also want to share that I've had like 4 or 5 flare-ups within that 7 years. So yes, it sucks. It really sucks. Because then you're put on like a lot of like steroid medication, and then you can't drink. No. Anyways, I'm not promoting drinking, but anyways, it comes down to I was treated, and then from there I've had flare-ups, and I've had multiple colonoscopies that are done every 2 years for the screening, because when you have ulcerative colitis, when you have IBD, when you have Crohn's, it's already erased behind me, so I don't know why I'm pointing. This is a serious factor, you are prone to getting colon cancer, which is why you get screenings every year. Your intestines are pretty much, inflamed, and they're disintegrated because of how much this disease is affecting your colon. Your colon is so, it's not what it used to be. It's not healthy. It has inflammation patches all over your colon, and because of that inflammation, you're prone to getting colon cancer. So make sure you guys get your colonoscopies, my fellow UCs and my cronies. I actually call them cronies for Crohn's disease, and my UCers. So colonoscopies are very, very serious. Not only is the treatment that you're getting, but you need the screening. You definitely need the screening so that you can, you know, get like the biopsies and see if you're making sure that you don't end up getting colon cancer. So just like prostate cancer and breast cancer, a lot of people don't know, assume, you know, colon cancer is that serious, but it is just as serious, and it's important to get your screenings done, even if you don't have ulcerative colitis or Crohn's, especially for men. So then, fast forward, I've had the flare-ups. During this time, I've also researched and I've talked to my doctors of ways and how to prevent. So I want to give you guys a couple advice and tips that has helped me. Definitely working out, exercising. Please get your exercise, get your body, you know, active. You want to make sure that you get sleep. Sleep is very, very, very important. If you're an adult, they say about like within like, I think the 25 to 450 range, you should be getting at least 7.5 hours. Younger than that, younger than 24, maybe about 8 hours. And so make sure you get your sleep. That's how you heal. You want to make sure that you eat plenty of fruits and vegetables, and you want to make sure that you eat, you know, like the healthy leans. Stay away from junk food. I mean, you can, but try not to like make it a habit to eat fast food, unprocessed food. That is not good for your stomach. Stay away from dairy. I got lactose intolerant tested, found out that I was lactose intolerant, so I can't eat ice cream anymore. I can't eat regular milk, but there's substitutes for that. There's almond milk, there's coconut milk, and there's a substitute for ice cream. There's coconut ice cream now. There's almond ice cream milk. So like you're not limited. There's always gonna be new forms of food sources to supplement your specific diet and your food restrictions. So you want to make sure that you eat healthy, eat the right foods, try to stay away from processed foods, but that's hard for me to say because I like pizza. Like I love pizza. What else? Eat healthy, stay active. Make sure you take your medication every day. Please make sure you take your medication every day. And that's kind of like a given, but sometimes you might forget or you might take it late, but those are they're pretty much your lifesavers. Like that's how, you know, you prevent from getting flare-ups. So make sure you take your medication when you need to take your medication. Make sure you get it adjusted if you need to get like a higher dose. So speak to your doctor about that. Do your own research, because the doctors aren't always going to tell you what to do or what not to do, or they might not even give you all the information. So do your own research, find what works for you. Probiotics are a really, really good thing. It replenishes your good bacteria, your good and bad bacteria in your gut. So probiotics are very important. Fish oil is actually good. I guess I'm going to talk about supplements. Fish oil is actually really good, not only for your skin and your nails and all that. It's the essential omegas that you need, but it's also really good for like inflammation. Thinking of like the stuff that I take, one of the biggest things that I recently started was bone broth in general. Now a lot of people assume like bone broth, like what the? Bone broth is probably the biggest discovery that has helped my ulcerative colitis. And bone broth is pretty much boiled bones, and you know, it takes a while for you to like get the final product, but there's sources out there. There's supplements, there's bone broth powder that you can use instead. And my recent discovery, which might not sound appetizing for many, but I've started using a bone broth protein powder. And with bone broth, the biggest thing about bone broth, it has a property where it coats the lining of the intestines, and it heals it. So it kind of like regenerates the inflammation there. So it coats it, so then your body can slowly heal. So it's not curing it, but it's kind of like reestablishing what you originally had, just so you can have more of a healthier digestive system. So bone broth works for me. It's one of those miracle miracle supplements that you guys should consider implementing into your diet. Make sure that you stay hydrated, drink a lot of water. You want to make sure that you try to abstain from alcohol if you know, that's kind of hard for me to say because I like my alcohol, but try not to overdo it. Any kind of food allergies that you know that you have, try to abstain from it clearly. And not only that, try to do like therapeutic stuff, try to do yoga, try to do whatever makes you feel good. Spend time with family and friends. It's not just like treatments, but it's holistic social treatments. You want to make sure that you're happy. If you're stressed and sad, that will affect your whole body in general. I covered a lot. I really hope that this video has helped you guys who have ulcerative colitis and Crohn's. And even for those people who don't have this, I hope I taught you something new in the world of the digestion, because this disease is a serious disease and it affects more people than a lot of people assume. You know, it is a really serious disease, and it's personal to me. So I've been meaning to make this video, and I wanted to share this with you guys. No matter how embarrassing my symptoms are, it's okay. It is okay, because I know that I am a lot stronger, and I'm a lot more health conscious now. I'm a lot more happy despite this chronic disease. I don't think that you should have this disease define you. It's more of just like an obstacle that you can overcome, and you can absolutely overcome this, and you're not alone. So thank you again. Please subscribe, like, rate, follow all our social networks, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and just please comment below and please share. Please share. We will continue to grow with you guys, to share more content, and I hope you guys continue supporting us. Like I said, we don't thank you enough, so thank you so much for your views at least, and for allowing us to share our lives with you, because in the end we just want to make a difference. Yeah, so any questions, anything else that you guys would like to see, please let us know. Until next time, it is ECP RJ. Stay tuned for the next video.